to my voice, singing in the wind. Feel my gentle touch in the golden sunlight. I was born to love. Kiss your tears away, banish all your fears. Fill the world with joy. I am woman of the earth, spreading love and joy, fun and laughter. Woman of the earth, making miracles forever after. Loving, caring, working, sharing, teaching, singing, mothering. See my loving glow in a blushing cloud. Watch my dreams take wings over sky so blue. I will save the earth and its every glory. I will teach my child every golden story. I am woman of the earth, spreading love and joy, fun and laughter. Woman of the earth, making miracles forever after. Loving, caring, working, sharing, teaching, singing, mothering. Woman of the earth. I am woman of the earth. I am woman of the
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all our friends, to all the pageant fans here in the Philippines. Good morning to all of you. And this Friday morning, we are truly blessed with this is one, oh, should I say, she is one of the most awaited and promising beauty queen this year to glance our television and social media. Okay. And of course, to our friends in the US, good evening to all of you. To Team USA, good evening. Well, I'm talking about this so-called unicorn of pageantry because um, we are actually shocked and surprised that she made an appearance, an unexpected and beautiful appearance in pageantry. I'm talking about Miss Earth, the newly crowned Miss Earth USA 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lindsay Coffey.
Hi, Dale.
Well,
Thank you so much for having me.
yes. Oh my God, so beautiful. Lindsay, just saying hello to everyone who's watching our live.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've been looking forward to this all day. As you know, it's 10 p.m., so I was waiting for this the entire day, going through all my videos. And I was like, can't wait to talk to Dale.
Yes, and it's 10 a.m. here in the Philippines. It's morning, so we're on the other part of the world. So
Complete other side.
we make we make everything possible for pageantry.
Yeah.
Yes, for for this beautiful lady. Okay, to all our viewers, just feel free to if you have questions in mind, just feel free to put them on our comment section. And if you want a shout out from Lindsay, just leave it there on the comment section. And if you have a message to Lindsay, of course, you have to leave it on the comment section because later on our live, we will be reading some of your comments. Okay, so now before we start, I'll give to you the introduction video of Miss Earth USA 2020, Lindsay Coffey. Well, ayan, there you have it. The intro video of our beautiful Miss Lindsay Coffey. Now, you've mentioned there that you are from Pennsylvania. Of course, a lot of people wants to know. Aside from those magnificent pictures you've shown on your intro video about Pennsylvania, what else is there in Pennsylvania that we're not aware? That a lot of people are not aware.
Okay, well, I did. I grew up in a very small town. So my next door neighbors were actual cows. Like that was not an exaggeration. So I really grew up in farm country. But I was an hour outside of the city. So the city was very small, very beautiful, and it was known for its skyline. So Pittsburgh was actually shown in many, many movies, and a lot of movies filmed in the area. And you'll see the iconic view of the Pittsburgh skyline in a lot of films. And when I say the view, what's so special about it is it's also known as the city of bridges. And this one particular bridge, it's called the Pitt Tunnel. You go through a tunnel of a mountain. So the tunnel is cut into a mountain. And as you enter this tunnel, normal tunnel, you know, easy breezy. And as soon as you exit the tunnel, it opens up into this amazing, beautiful city that you did not see coming, because prior to the tunnel, it was just farmland and open space. And then you just go through this mountain and then you end up into this whole new world. It's like Narnia. It's actually really, it's very fascinating to see because it is a iconic view. So we have a little bit of, we're known for our views. We have some great food as well. We have a nice Polish community in Pittsburgh. So if you're familiar with pierogies, we have great pierogies there. And we're also famous for putting fries, French fries on top of sandwiches and putting coleslaw on top of sandwiches as well. But that's just a little backstory to my quirky little city. Oh, Dale, did I lose you? Oh, hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hi, Linnell. I see your comments now. Oh, hi, City. I don't know where Dale is. He should come back now. But yes, Mark, Pennsylvania, I feel like Pennsylvania is an underrated state for sure. Pittsburgh is known as Steel City. In the olden days, it was a very big coal industry, steel industry city. So it had a bad rep because we did a lot of air pollution back in the day, but we've really gathered we have a grip on things now, and we don't manufacture much steel anymore or coal. So we have cleaned up our game. So Dale is missing apparently. So I have no idea what happened on his end. He must have had a poor connection. I know being in within the Philippines, I see Dale is probably having an internet connection. Let me see. I know we're half a world away. City shout out, of course. But thank you all for joining. I'm not sure if he's going to come back in or how this works. So, well, until he comes back. Right now, I'm actually in a hotel room. So this is the hotel curtain in the background. I tried to get it out of sight, but I couldn't really. And yes, Mark, Orlando, Florida will be the new host city for Miss Earth USA that will be taking place on January 17th. So we did announce the host city just recently, I think today actually. So I'm in Florida right now filming for the Miss Earth videos, and we're 2 days in now, and we have about 2 more days to go. So it's been really fun. And so Dale is trying to fix his internet, so he should be back on soon. And hi, Renz. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hashtag new crush. That's so funny. Thank you. And then, okay, I'm just reading the comments. Okay, so I see how we're going digital for the pageant. It's quite It's a lot. It's a lot to do. It's absolutely wild. We have so much. We're basically putting on our own production. Usually you have a whole team, multiple teams to do that for you. So we just have our Miss Earth USA team. We're putting on this crazy production, trying to make amazing videos, which have been coming along so well. So I'm so excited for you guys to see this and tune in. I cannot wait for the pageant to debut. I'm very excited. So going virtual, it's nice. There's so many benefits to it because I can take as many takes that I want. So if I do screw up somehow, I'm always like, let's do that again. So we do have a lot of benefits to this. And the only downside is I wish I could see my sister queens in person. So we have to connect kind of virtually. And I mean, the internet brings so many people around the world together. We're used to this. But I would love to have seen all my sister queens in person, especially because I'm new to pageantry. So I've never really been able to have an experience like this before. So that would have been really great to have. Thank you, Jonathan. And of course, yes, so my advocacy, I would like to discuss. I was discussing that with Dale, or about to. So if you guys are aware, the 4 main contributors to the climate crisis are biodiversity loss, the water crisis, pollution, and global warming. So out of those 4, I chose the water crisis as my advocacy because it is the most immediate risk to humanity and regional stability. And with the water crisis, it has so many avenues. So you have water pollution, you have water scarcity, you have fracking, you have outdated or lack of infrastructure that cleans our waters and purifies them. So the water crisis is most detrimental. So that is why I chose that as my advocacy. So I'm very excited to be able to push that forward to not just a national level, but on a global level as well. So I was very excited about that. Oh, Mark asks thank you for the compliment. What if you win Miss Earth 2020, what will happen to your modeling contract? So I wondered the same thing because, as I said, I'm new to this. I had no idea contractually what would happen. So the Miss Earth contract states that you can't really, pageantry and modeling are completely different. So modeling is my full-time job. So there's not much interference. However, if I were to be booked on a job using my Miss Earth USA title or my Miss Earth title, if I so happen to earn one, then I can't be associated with my modeling agencies. So all of the work that is being booked for using the Miss Earth name has to go through the Miss Earth organization. So you just have to divide the two. So I'm able to still continue modeling, still continue to work, because there will not be any contractual dispute amongst jobs as long as the correct people book me for each job. So I was worried about the same thing, but it's actually squeaky clean. Nothing to worry about. Oh, and Mark, also, yes, the water crisis in Africa. I experienced the water crisis firsthand in 2018 when we had significant water scarcity, and it made global news, if you guys are aware of that. I know Mark is. And it was one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever had because water is the most important part of the life cycle. Like, it is the reason life exists as well. So having everyone stand in lines outside of their home for hours with buckets in line to have an official give them just a limited amount just to get them through the day was absolutely terrifying. And Cape Town and just Africa as a continent, it's one of my favorite continents. And just seeing so much hardship and just distress amongst the people that live there was so heartbreaking. And I was living there at the time as well. I would go there a few months out of the year for about 4 or 5 years consistently. And it was just heartbreaking. It was a second home to me, and it still is. Oh, thank you guys for the sweet comments. I appreciate that. Oh, in Pakistan, they do not have filtered water. The water is brownish. I've never been to Pakistan, so I cannot address that firsthand, but I wouldn't doubt that. I do know there is, depending on the color of water, it doesn't necessarily mean, doesn't show the contamination levels. So even if it is super clear, it can still be contaminated. Obviously, the brownish is an indicator that something is wrong. But water, that is why it is so important to filter our waters and to purify them, because nowadays you really never know what's getting leaked into it. And another part with my advocacy, the water crisis, since water is such a main issue, main involvement with the life cycle, take it for example, everything that we wash down our drains, any type of beauty product, any type of cream, any type of soap, if it's not organic or natural, all of those chemicals go down into the drains that leak into our oceans and our waterways, and it pollutes those waterways. But it does not just stop there. What happens to the water in our oceans? They vaporize, they evaporate, and they go up into the clouds that turn into precipitation that begins rainfall that goes into our soil. So that feeds our crops. So then we are taking all of those chemicals, and those chemicals are going through that life cycle and eventually into our own systems, because we are consuming the food that was raised on the soil that has been contaminated. So that is why I find the water crisis so fascinating and so appealing to discuss, because it is such a vital part of our existence. Okay, so I'm hearing from Dale. And yes, we have an unexpected network problem. And I'd like to just continue on with our originally planned discussion and talk about how I have such a passion to sports. So as Dale, I was going to ask me about my sports background. I was an athlete my entire life, and growing up in farm country, there was not much to do. So I just focused all of my time and energy into sports. I kid you not, I played every single sport you could imagine. And a fun fact, I was on an all-boys baseball team. I was the only girl. And then my best friend, who was a girl, she ended up joining too. But I was just in love with baseball. I don't like watching it so much, but I love playing it. So I was on an all-boys baseball team for years until I was not allowed anymore, because gender segregation ended up coming into play during our schools, and they ended up not allowing me to play baseball. So I was very heartbroken about that. But I ended up playing cheerleading, gymnastics, volleyball, track, swimming, tennis, anything really. But I continued volleyball and track all throughout university, where I found great success. And in high jump, I ended up winning our conference champion in my university, as well as holding a state title in the state of Pennsylvania. So I wasn't even supposed to be a jumper. I kind of just found myself into jumping. I was supposed to be a runner, but it was like I was meant to do it, because as soon as I started jumping, I ended up having such great success in it. And also, Dale. Oh, Dale's back. Yay. Hi.
Yes. I'm actually cross finger a while ago with, oh my God, our connection got in trouble. That's really unexpected. I'm so sorry. Now, okay, so you've mentioned your love, your passion to sports. I want to know, what can you enumerate the milestones or the breakthroughs you've achieved through your love to sports?
Oh my goodness. Who I am today is because of the sports that I had played growing up. So athletics have taught me so many important life lessons that I didn't realize at the time. It taught me about confidence. It taught me about passion. It taught me about resilience. It taught me how to be a good sport. It taught me how to lose. So I find that most important, especially in young kids today. By, the saying, be a good loser, be a good sport about it all. There is such a thing as that. So you need to learn how to take I don't want to say failures, but if you happen to lose a match, and take your losses and turn them into learning experiences. So that is what sports have taught me. They taught me how to not give up, because I know my potential, and sports has taught me how to reach that potential. So that's what I really love about athletics.
Okay, so you're an athlete. At the same time, you are, what do you call this? You're into political science.
Yeah.
And you're a model, and now you're a beauty queen. Now, just tell us what particular discipline is, or what have you learned from those particular events in your life that you're applying now as Miss Earth USA?
Well, I've applied really everything that I've done in my life up to this point. I have been able to apply into this title, because my life has developed me into the person I am sitting before you. So as I mentioned with my sports, it taught me about how to learn from my mistakes, how to keep pushing forward. My political science background has taught me how to look at the world from not just a scientific perspective, but a humanistic perspective as well. So I'm able to look at both sides of every argument. I will be able to be a diplomat. And I feel that is very beneficial to really to be a productive member of society, because you're not so one-sided. You can see both sides of the story. And with with modeling has taught me a lot. And I started that whenever I was younger too. So I was still developing as a person, and it's taught me how to take criticism, which I feel is very important to be able to handle critiques, how to handle critiques with poise in a classy way, you can say. So it's also taught me that competition, don't take everything personally, because it is a business. So it's never really about you necessarily. It's about who's best for the job. And I can continue to move that towards the Miss Earth USA title, and even the Miss Earth title, because whatever my placement shall be at Miss Earth, that is the placement that they see fit for me. So it's not a loss for me. It's a business. It's who's right for the job. So that is what I really take away from my work today. So apparently the job for me is the Miss Earth USA title. So I'm very grateful that they saw that I was fit for that opportunity.
Well, I really admire your mindset. Well, actually, I agree. Pageants, actually business. Okay, so they were selecting girls who is fit for the job.
Yes.
Who can do the task of a certain title.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a great mindset. Now, can I just what do you call this? What's your expectation in this year's? It's going to be virtual. So, what do you expect from this year's edition of Miss Earth?
Honestly, I do not know, because this will be my first international competition. So since I'm brand new, I have no expectations, and I feel like that's sometimes the best way to go. So I won't be let down, or I won't be over the top. I'm kind of just going in and seeing what happens. So this is all your first virtual pageant. It's my first virtual pageant and kind of pageant in general. So I'm just learning here right with you guys. So my expectation, though, is just to have fun, to have a good time, to be able to really put myself out there and see how much of a difference and how much of an impact that I can actually make. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay, now let's go to a more personal level. Now, can you introduce to us who is Lindsay as a daughter?
Ooh, as a daughter, let's get my family on the phone. So growing up, I'm just going to relay information my mother's told me. She always said I had a very, very big heart. So I love animals with every fiber of my being, and I have such empathy and compassion for them. So ever since I was younger, if I saw an animal on the side of the road, or if we were passing an animal, I would let out so many emotions, and I would just feel so much. So I was a very emotional child. And I was also quite temperamental as well, apparently. I had a little bit of an attitude growing up, but who doesn't? So I grew up, I was the baby of the family. So there's 7 of us total, and I'm the baby. So I kind of had it easy, I guess, because I was the last kid. So I was spoiled, but all my siblings were spoiled. But I was a dedicated girl as well. So I was involved in everything, and I always wanted to give my best. And aside from my stubborn personality sometimes, because, kids will be kids, I always did well in school. I was respectful, and I was always very polite and well-mannered. So I think I was a pretty good kid. And judging by my grades and my friends, I think I did pretty well growing up.
How's your relationship with your other siblings?
So this is funny. As I said, I'm the youngest. The second oldest is my sister who I'm closest to, and she's my full blood sister, my full sister, and she's only 17 months older than me. But after her, there's like a 20-year age gap. So my mom had me when she was 40 years old, and she had her first kid when she was like 20. So between me and my closest sister, the rest of my siblings are half siblings, and they're like 20 plus years older than me. So we grew up in completely different generations. So it was a very interesting family dynamic, because it was kind of like having two families, because my mom would raise her kids in this generation, and then 2 decades later had more kids. So it was a very interesting family role.
Okay, now, who is Lindsay as a girlfriend?
Oh, as a girlfriend. Ooh. Okay, I will tell you this. I've grown so much as a person, and I'm so open in my relationships now. I discuss my feelings. If something is awry or a miss, or I feel something, I will address it. I never like to assume anymore, because growing up throughout your experiences, you get things in your head, you start thinking all these things, and it just leads to even more of a mess, when really communication and respect is the two most important things to have in a relationship. So as a girlfriend, I am completely independent as well. So I have my own thing going on. They have their own thing, and I'm very respectful of them and their life and the way they chose to live their life. So I feel I'm a pretty supportive person, who I am now, and how I've learned how to grow as a person, and how I've learned how to grow as a couple. So I think I'm a pretty good girlfriend, but we can also call up some exes as well, so we can get their opinion.
Now, what are the qualities are you looking for a man?
Ooh, okay, we are getting like, okay, super personal. Let's see. I definitely, are we talking about inner personality? Funny, I love, like, you have to make me laugh. I mean, who doesn't like to laugh? And I can be an absolute silly person, like a complete weirdo sometimes. So if somebody can get just as weird as me and silly, I always find that is just a nice dynamic to work with. But most importantly, if you're honest, honesty is a big role in my life, and I can't even tell a white lie anymore. It really affects me inside. And I always have to ask my friends, I'm like, is it okay if I say this or that? Like, it doesn't make me feel comfortable, because I don't feel comfortable even fibbing. So honesty is my number one. They have to be honest with me. And that's only how a relationship can really thrive. And I do like somebody who's athletic as well, because if they share similarities in my lifestyle as well, we can kind of mesh a little bit more. And what else is important? I mean, trust is big too. They have to be trustworthy as well. So especially with how social media is today, it's so easy to interact with other people. So if you just have a committed, trustful, honest relationship, and those are the qualities that you have that you are as a person, then we would get along just fine.
Yes, I love what you've shared. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yes. Now, we actually reached the first half of our live. So before we proceed on the second half, let's have a simple game for our guests. Now, let's see if it is going to work. Okay, so let me share it. Okay. There. Okay, so the game is Tagalog 101 with Miss Earth USA 2020,
Woo.
Lindsay Coffey. Don't worry, I'll be guiding you on how to
Yeah.
pronounce the word properly, okay?
I-
So
yeah.
let's have the first word.
Ooh,
Okay, so it pronounced as maganda ka.
Magandika.
Maganda ka. Okay, I will give this technique to you. In Filipino or in Tagalog, it's like Latin. The vowels are pronounced as a, e,
Okay.
I, o, u. Okay, so it's
Okay.
maganda ka.
Magandika.
Yeah,
Magandika.
maganda. Yeah, maganda ka. You are maganda ka. It means you're
Ah,
beautiful.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Well, magandika to you too. If that even
Yes,
makes sense.
maganda. Yeah. Well, that's okay. If it's maganda ka or you're beautiful in English. Now let's have the next word. Oh, it's quite long. Na ka ka tuwa ka. Nakakatuwa ka.
Nakakatuwaka.
Yes, very good.
All right.
Nakakatuwa ka. Yes, that's very nice.
That one felt
Now,
good. That one felt good.
now nakakatuwa ka means in English, you're
Uh,
funny.
you're funny. I like
Yes,
that.
nakakatuwa ka.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
gonna stick
you're
with me
funny.
now. Nakakatuwaka. That has a nice flow off the tongue too.
Okay, let's have the third word. This one. Nagugutom ako. Nagugutom ako.
Nagugungtom ako.
Nagugutom ako.
Nagugungtom ako. Oh, why am I struggling with that one? Ako. Ako.
Yes,
Nagugutom.
nagugutom. Yes, nagugutom ako means I'm hungry.
I figured he was holding his little tummy, so.
Yes, nagugutom ako. Now let's have the fourth word. Kinikilig ako.
Kinikilig ako. Kinikilig ako.
Yes, very
Okay.
good. Kinikilig ako means I'm thrilled.
I was gonna say, "Will you marry me?" But just because I just saw him handing roses to the person, I was like, "It's not a ring, but it's a nice gesture."
Yes. We actually often use kinikilig ako when, a girl, incidentally, she was given a flower by her crush. So, oh my gosh, kinikilig ako, like that. So I'm thrilled.
Okay.
Okay, let's have the next word. Nasasabik ako. Nasasabik ako.
Nasasabik ako.
Yes, very good.
There's so many ako.
Yes, nasasabik ako, it means I'm excited.
So is the ako, that's the I'm part?
Yes, the I'm part. Ako, it could be used as I'm. It could be used as me in English.
Okay.
So there's a certain use when you put ako in a sentence. So it could be I'm, it could be me.
Okay. Okay, good to know.
Okay, let's have the next word. Okay, there you go. Nauuhaw ako. Nauuhaw ako.
Nauuhaw ako.
Very good. Yes. Nauuhaw ako means
I'm thirsty.
I'm thirsty. Yeah. So when you're thirsty, you just say, nauuhaw ako. I need water. I need something. Nauuhaw ako, like that. Okay, let's have the next one. Hinahanap kita. Hinahanap kita. Hinahanap kita.
Hinahanap kita.
Yes, very good. Hinahanap kita. Very good. It means, okay, let's wait for that. Yeah, there you go. I'm looking for you. Hinahanap kita. I'm looking for you. If someone is missing for a very, very long period of time, hinahanap kita. I'm looking for you. Where have you been? Like that.
That's
okay, let's have the next. There.
Oh.
Nagulat ako. Nagulat ako.
Nagula ako.
Nagulat. ako.
Oh, I was going to say,
Nagu-
did you pronounce the L? Okay. Nagulat ako. Ako.
yes, very good. Nagulat ako. It means I'm
I'm
surprised. Yes, nagulat ako. Okay, but here in the Philippines, there's a lot of meaning in terms of nagulat ako. Sometimes it's a surprise, but sometimes it's not related to surprise. Maybe shocked like that,
Okay.
or like scared, or a form of expression of scary, or you got scared. Nagulat ako like that.
Some of these photos are so funny because I feel like, do you do this when you're surprised? Ah,
Yes, I just got it from Google.
yeah. I
Okay,
know. Good, yeah.
let's have the next word. Oh, there you
Oh
go.
my gosh.
Gu-
He's so
Yeah,
cute.
yes, yes. My captain, my captain.
Too. There we go. All right.
Now, okay, listen to me, okay, because there's actually a merged pronunciation here. It's
Okay.
gua, gua, guapo ka, gua,
Guapaka.
guapo, guapo
Guap
ka.
Guapoka.
Yes, yes, guapo ka. It means
Oh, you
you're
are handsome.
handsome.
I figured it was going to say that, but I was hoping it was going to say, will you go on a date with me? Because yes, Chris Evans, I will go on a date with you. So cute.
Yes. Who? Come on, it's Chris Evans.
I know.
Yes. Okay, let's have the next one. Now, this is very prominent, this word. Mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
Yes, mahal kita.
Mahal kita. This is very pretty language, by the way. Mahal kita.
Mahal kita, yes. It means
Oh,
I love
love
you.
mahal
Yes,
kita.
mahal kita. So if you happen to visit the Philippines, or after this pandemic, you just say to mahal kita Pilipinas.
Yes,
Mahal
mahal
kita
kita.
Pilipinas. Okay, and we have the next one. This is, sorry for the image, because I could not look for a more proper image for this one. This one is mahal ko kayo.
Mahal
Mahal
ko
ko.
kayo.
Yes, mahal ko kayo. Very good. It means I love you all. So if you are pertaining to only to someone or to a specific person, you just say mahal kita.
Yes.
Now, if you're saying it to many people, to more than one, mahal ko kayo. I love you all. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
the proper way of saying mahal kita and mahal ko kayo. Okay. So there you go. We are now on our halfway of our live. Thank you for being so game on our simple or Tagalog one. I hope you've learned.
Oh, I'm going to rewatch this. I'm going to write everything down, and I'm just going to study these words because they are very great to know. So thank you. This was actually really fun. This was the first time I did anything like this.
Yeah. Yes, and I just want to mention that our live is actually simultaneously broadcast on our official Facebook page and on our official YouTube channel. And it is also available on Twitter via Periscope. Okay? So it's a simultaneous broadcast. Now, you are mentioned as the pageant unicorn. Now, I want to know why it took so long for this beautiful woman to have this appearance in pageantry.
I mean, I've been modeling for almost a decade now, so I was always interested. I was always into the fashion industry. I never really knew about the pageant industry. I knew nothing about pageants except the stereotypical viewpoint of a pageant. So that was the furthest I actually researched into it. I didn't really do any research. So when just this past year, November 2019, was my first proper pageant that I was involved in. And getting into it, I ended up learning what pageants are really about and what they stood for and the accomplishments that you can just achieve by being in one. And I didn't even know that they had platforms and advocacies that you can just stand for. And whenever I did my first pageant, I realized all of this, and I saw the community, the building, and all the great just goodwill associated with the pageant. It made me so interested. And I started getting DMs saying, introducing me to different pageant systems. And then I found the Miss Earth system. So I didn't even know the Miss Earth system was a thing. And coming across this pageant and seeing and reading about it and seeing how it aligned with honestly every single one of my priorities, I thought this was a match made in heaven. So I was so intrigued and curious. I just started to get involved into it. So that's how it all started. It started basically, to sum it up, I was searching for something to just be more fulfilling in my life, to stand for something bigger than myself, and to really make a difference, not just on a community level, but on a global scale. And when I found that Miss Earth system, and it aligned with all of my priorities, and it showed me that I have the opportunity to make a real difference, I just jumped on that opportunity. I didn't know pageantry was about that. And now that I found that out, I mean, here I am.
Why Miss Earth? Why not Miss Universe? Why not Miss World? Why Miss International? Why not Miss Supranational? Among the 5 alpha pageants that we consider, why Miss Earth?
I kid you not, before I even really knew the issues with the environment, when I was a young girl, I was always active in my community when it came to environmental issues. I adopted my own highway, which meant I would keep a certain portion of a roadway clean every time it got dirty. So I would look after it. I was involved in environmental work way before I even knew I was as passionate about it as I really was. It was just something I always wanted to do. I didn't really look into it. And then as years passed, I found out more about climate change and the climate crisis. And I felt, this might sound silly, but growing up, I honestly felt like it was up to me to change the world. And I know that's silly and it's a lot of pressure for just one girl, but I honestly felt like no one was going to do it and I had to do it. So as I grew older and I started studying and researching about these issues, I had to do something. I had to do what, no matter how small the task was, I had to do something. So when I saw the Miss Earth system and I found out that my priorities were shared with their priorities, to me, we feel like the exact same person. We're the same entity. And being able to just represent this title just feels like I've been representing myself, how I've been representing myself this whole time, but now I get to do it on a national level. So it's just our priorities aligned completely from the beginning. And I didn't even know that a system like this even existed. So I just jumped on it whenever I ended up finding out about all of this.
Okay, beauty queens are just like athletes. You've trained so hard just to get that that coveted title. Now, can you share to us what are your routine in terms of physically, and of course your diet? How do you manage it right now?
So since I have been an athlete my whole life, I do have a great work ethic in and outside of the gym. So I grew up training and my body's accustomed to that. So I have pretty terrific muscle memory. So I can easily pick up where I left off. So in the gym, during quarantine, I was working out 5 times a week, really going hard at it, really focusing on strength training, cardio, HIIT workouts. HIIT workout is high intensity interval training for those who do not know. I had yoga, kickboxing. So I honestly mixed every single workout because you have to do that. You can't just have one workout or your body grows accustomed to it. You always have to mix it up and keep your body guessing, keep it fresh. So your body never gets comfortable. So you always have to change up your routine. So that's what I do. And I also, when it comes to my diet, I am a vegetarian. However, the misconception with vegetarians, everyone thinks they're so healthy, but they're not. We can eat a lot of carbohydrates. We can eat a lot of pasta, a lot of cake, a lot of cookies. There's still a lot of junk food in the world to consume that is vegetarian. So I do indulge because if I didn't, it would just have a buildup of restriction and it would not be very healthy. So I do let myself indulge because when it's readily available to me and I treat myself, it doesn't make me constantly want it. So I feel like balance is the key. So I do eat my fruits and vegetables, but I love smoothies and I love shakes. So I'll even have a meal replacement shake because I'm on the go all the time and it's not healthy to skip a meal. So I'll have to reach for something super quick that's nutritious, filling, and is going to fuel my body. So fruits, vegetables, smoothies, health shakes, and a couple sweets here and there. That's how I kind of do it. It's just all about balance.
Okay, now I just want to know how can you share to us what's the condition there in America in terms of COVID-19?
So what has happened, which I completely support, in the beginning of this pandemic, only certain people were allowed to get tested for COVID. And the requirements were you can have a COVID test if it is referred to by a healthcare worker or a healthcare provider, if you have symptoms, or what was the other one? If you have symptoms, actually, I think those were the only two. Okay, so if you had symptoms, you could have a test, and if you were recommended by a healthcare provider. But now there's a third, I'm so sorry, there's a third way to have this test done. And it's honestly, if you just came into any contact with anybody that could potentially have the virus. And that is the way it should have been from the get-go. I understand that we had a limit in tests available made to us, but now that we have played catch up, we do have tests that are able to be distributed equally amongst the public and not have a priority. So now if you have even if you are asymptomatic and you've come in contact with a person who has been exposed or possibly exposed, and you were within 6 feet of them for more than 15 minutes, then you can get a test taken. And I completely support that because that is the way to truly stop the spread of this virus, to get ahead of it. So I'm encouraging everyone to go out in my country and get tested to to any of their convenience and their possibility of their schedule, just to get them taken as routinely as they can if they feel that they have been subjected to somebody who has been exposed. So I'm very grateful that my country has added that as one of the policies now.
Yes, and you're lucky to have this kind of policies there in the United States. Right now, the Philippines is still thriving to survive this pandemic. Now, speaking of this pandemic, what is your take on certain countries who are prioritizing military solutions to COVID-19 over scientific solutions or medical solutions?
Having some sort of military coup associated with the pandemic, I feel could translate poorly because it could overwhelm the public and stress them to a point that is unneeded. And you're just adding more fuel to the fire, I feel, by introducing military responders to come out into the public to kind of act as a safe haven and a security measure. However, it is going to put the public, I feel, on edge. So if you are going to have some type of military involvement, you have to speak with your constituents, speak with the citizens if it's if it's nationally addressed, and tell them that there is no concern. This is strictly a security measure to make sure that everyone is staying safe. So I can see it from both ways, but you just have to do it very diligently and respectfully of your citizens to encourage them and to assure them that this is not any mean to alarm you. We're just here to be in your best interest and to hold safety. So I can kind of see it for both ways. So I shared my opinions on both sides of that. But that was a good question. That was an interesting question.
Yes, and going back to your pageant journey. Okay, so you are considered to be one of the most favorite or one of the most talked about candidates in this year's Miss Earth. How do you respond to that? That you are one of the most loved candidates.
I have such mixed emotions, to speak honestly with you. So to backtrack to Miss Earth USA, when I just kind of came out of nowhere and no one really knew of me, I remember reading this article saying how this is Lindsey Coffey. She was largely ignored from the start and like now she's here. So it was I was getting some type of press and media about it, but not too much. So now there is a lot of social media and a lot of press surrounding this. And it makes me so happy and so grateful to see all of the support. And I love seeing it. But because of the skeptical person in me, I feel, what if I'm getting jinxed? Like, what if everyone is so supportive and encouraging, and then what if I don't meet their expectations, and I don't earn the Miss Earth crown or one of the elemental titles? So I'm just so worried of letting everyone else down. So I'm seeing everyone being so supportive, and I just want to give just my heart and soul to this organization, and to really make a difference, and to make not just everyone else proud, but even to make myself proud. And so seeing all this influx of support is so grateful, but then it makes me like so nervous, because what if I'm not able to breach that goal of mine? So that's always an issue in the back of my head, but I have to kind of push it away and just keep moving forward and know that the stars have aligned, and that's what got me here. So I just have to keep following the stars and see where it goes.
Okay, so let me tell you that here in the Philippines, pageants are something really, really big.
Yes, I've
We
learned
cel- we celebrate it, and queens and kings who participating pageants, we actually treat them as, a celebrity. It's more than being a winner of a game show.
that.
You're
Okay.
an icon. You're an icon when you are a beauty queen here in the Philippines. And of course, your supporters, of course, your leader, your admin, your ever supportive admin, Linnell.
I know Linnell. Hi, Linnell.
Yes, she's continually hyping you. Now, we have this culture here in the Philippines. We called it the pageant supporters, the fan bases. So we are creating it, of course, to we want the hype to the queen or to the king that we are supporting. So you're lucky because you have Linnell and the group with you. Even if you're not having a meet up in person, but virtually you are
Yes.
connected, and
Yes.
you are being hyped on social media and in every social media platform. And that's the relevance of the pageant fans here in the Philippines. I do have, well, actually, I do create fan bases, but right now I am actually busy doing work, online, work from home. With
Yes.
so I have to focus on that, and of course, I still play as pageant media. So right now I'm doing interviews, and by the way, you are the second Miss Earth internationally that we are interviewed. The first one is Miss Earth Puerto Rico,
Oh,
but supposedly, yeah, and supposedly you are the third, but due to internet problem in their country, Miss Earth Argentina was canceled. We're waiting for her response. When will be she? Well, when she'll be available for the live, of course.
yes.
We're still open for her. So you are the second one to glance our live, and we are very supportive to Miss Earth. Thank you to Miss Earth organization for making this possible, and for allowing us to have this moment of getting to know these delegates, because this is actually a platform, a great platform that you are speaking up for yourself. You are being known who you are and your purpose of joining, of participating in this advocacy driven pageant.
Yes.
Okay, so now what's your message to your supporters, to the team, the team of Lindsay here in the Philippines?
To even just carry over with what I was saying, I'm so grateful for the overwhelming amount of support that I have received. So thank you guys so much, because whenever I do get into my head, I see Linnell was like, stop saying the jinx thing. Even when I get into my head like that, and you guys are always there, and you guys are so constant and so consistent. And it just makes me want to just give more and more of myself and just reach a potential that I never thought that I could reach before. So just having this makes me so motivated, so dedicated. And as I said, I want to make you guys proud. I want to make myself proud. I want to make my country proud. I want to make the world proud. So I'm honestly so grateful. So thank you all so much. And honestly, words can't express to you my gratitude. So thank you.
You know what? I don't know I don't know the name of the group Linnell created for you, but you know what? That group will stay there forever.
That would
Yes,
be
that
great.
yes, that group will stay there forever. That group will always, whatever endeavors you've tried to accomplish after your Miss Earth journey, they will always be there to support you.
That's,
Good thing you have them behind you.
yeah. You need a solid support system, so that means so much to me. So thank you. I appreciate that more than you guys could know.
Yes. Now we have here a question from one of our viewers. We're speaking about the surprise thing a while ago on our Tagalog 101. So here from Ping Ventura, what makes you surprised?
What makes me surprised? Oh, anything really can make me surprised. Just when, I mean, if I'm expecting an outcome and it doesn't go as planned, of course that surprises me. I'm trying to think of something very specific. Surprising. What surprised me? Okay, well, okay, perfect example with Miss Earth USA or Miss Earth organization. I'm surprised, I'm shocked that an American has never won the title of Miss Earth. That surprised me. So, and it encouraged me and motivated me as well to really get out there and give everything I have. But that was very surprising to me. So that was a good example for what surprises me.
Okay, let's have another one. Again, this is from Ping Ventura again. So the question is, isn't it complicated being an ordained minister and a fashion model?
Oh, absolutely not. Ping, absolutely not. They do not they do not interfere. So it's super easy. If somebody has a wedding or wants me to officiate, there's no interference. The only possible would be a scheduling conflict if I'm available that day, but it's not complicated at all.
Yes, and here from Norman, from Rance, Norman, Tan, Alpha Hollywood celebrity crush and why?
Okay, Hollywood, okay. This is very difficult to answer because I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, obviously you saw my reaction to Chris Evans, so he's cute. But I will say I didn't always have a crush on him. That just started to develop, honestly, like 4 months ago. So it's very brand new. So let me think of somebody else. Oh my goodness, we were just talking about him today. Jason Momoa. Oh my God, he's amazing. He's such an outdoorsy man. And as you know, I'm so outdoorsy and I'm an athlete. Jason Momoa, if you're out there, call me. But he's so cute. Yeah. So we'll go.
Okay. Now, this one is very interesting. This is a question from Miss Universe, I think 2002 or 2002. Yeah. What makes you blush?
What makes me blush? Okay, I don't get embarrassed often. Whenever I was younger, I was crippling shy. I was so shy, so introverted, so scared of everything. I don't know what happened in my life, but I just did like a 180 and I'm so outspoken now. It is very difficult for me to get embarrassed. So I'd have to really think about that. What can make me blush? Okay, I will say this isn't so much embarrassing, but it does, fall under, I guess, the blush category. When someone compliments me, I appreciate it and I like it, but it also, that makes me a little blushy because I'm like, thank you. Because sometimes if you're not feeling the best that day and somebody compliments you and you're like having a bad day, you're like, oh, no, you don't mean that. But really, whenever they say that, they genuinely mean that. So that always makes me blush. Compliments will make me blush.
Yes. And of course, when you saw your crush, right? When you saw Chris Evans, oh my gosh. You go.
that will just make my entire face red. There you go.
Yeah. Now, here's another question. This one is, I think this is interesting. From Arvin Salazar Punasel. Hi, Lindsay. I am your fan. What is your advantage to other Miss Earth Eco Angels?
That is a good question. I've been asked this before. I'm going to follow back to what we were discussing before about expectations. So I feel my advantage is because I don't have expectations. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into, what to expect, what I'm doing. So it's a even playing field for me. I don't know what to look for or what to keep my eye on. So I feel like that could be my advantage, because a lot of people that do have high expectations, or they know a lot about something specific, they will overthink, they will overanalyze, they'll question themselves, they'll be hesitant. So since I don't have any of those drawbacks, I'm just kind of out there, I think that could be play to my advantage. So that's my answer for that one.
Yes, great answer. Now here we have a viewer from YouTube. He's asking, from Jutology, can you tell us about your national costume, or can you just give us an idea? What is it about, or what's the concept?
Can I say gift? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to just say one word. And
Yes.
okay, the word I'm going to give you is gift.
Okay.
That's your
So
hint.
that's your clue, everyone. That's your clue. Gift. That will
Yeah.
be the keyword for you to think of
Yeah.
what will be the concept, or what will be the surprise on her national costume.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have another one from Jutology. Do you have any insecurities, and how do you handle them if there is?
Jutology, of course I have insecurities, but it is. The important thing is how you deal with those insecurities. So growing up and being involved in the fashion industry, being critiqued on my very appearance, who I am as a person, you develop a lot of insecurities, because modeling, it's a business. So how you look is your business. If they don't like how you look, it is hard to not take that personally, but they will discuss with you and critique you of your own body. So I do have many insecurities. How I choose to deal with them is I focus on my strengths. So if I'm ever really overthinking something, getting into my own head, I always try and think about my strengths that I have as a person, my great qualities, because strengths will always outweigh your weaknesses. And again, those aren't even weaknesses. Those are just critiques that other people wanted to say about you. The whole spiel of this is really what you feel about yourself. And if you get too much into your head about what others think about you, that's not the best way to go. So how you handle those insecurities means so much more than what your insecurities actually are. But that's a good question.
Yeah.
So you could take something from that.
Embrace it, because those insecurities will make you who you are.
Exactly.
It makes the unique you.
Absolutely. And there was a whole uniqueness campaign going on with beauty retailers, and it's uniquely you. So if you have freckles all over your face, if one eye's a different color, that makes you you.
Okay, let's have another one from our viewer. The very supportive Ping Ventura. What do you think is the biggest problem of our Mother Earth right now?
So as I mentioned, even with my advocacy, the major 4 issues contributing to the climate crisis, the number 1 is being the water crisis. So I would like to address that. However, I want to say on a humanity level, our biggest problem with the earth is that us humans as a race are not holding ourselves accountable. And accountability is major whenever it comes to progression and growth. So not being able to hold ourselves accountable for our actions and see the detrimental effects of our actions, and not being able to realize that human development can progress without the detrimental effects that we are giving to Mother Earth. So us not being held accountable, that is the biggest issue that we're facing today. But good question.
Okay. Yes. And another one from Ping. This is a beautiful question. What makes you beautiful? What's the secret? Tell us the secret.
Oh. What makes you beautiful? Okay. Honestly, don't call me cheesy, but your personality, what you bring, your energy, what you bring to the table, that can make somebody just glow and absolutely radiant. So I've even about myself, I've been told if they look on my business page on Instagram that I can come off very, very intimidating, very cold sometimes because it's a lot of my work and my editorial work. So that's my job. That's who I am on my job. But when you sit down with me in a setting like this and you get to interact with me and see my personality, I'm much more than the person you guessed I was. So what makes somebody beautiful is how they choose to represent themselves, who they are as a person. And when you get to shine that light onto other people, they will be able to just feel that energy, because you can feel a person's energy as soon as they walk into that room, as soon as they start to smile, as soon as they start to speak. So I feel that is what makes people beautiful.
Yes. And let's have the last question from our viewers. To everyone who I didn't read the comment, Lindsay can read it later because this live will be uploaded on our official Facebook page and on our official YouTube channel. So this one is from Linnell.
Yeah.
There you go. How do you define Miss Earth's slogan, beauty for a cause, to a person who doesn't believe to its cause?
So the way I defined beauty for a cause, when I just think of beauty for a cause in a general statement, I think of somebody that is putting an issue, a situation, something that has more effect to the involvement of more people before themselves. That is a beauty for a cause. So when I donate my blood on a consistent level, I'm a beauty for a cause. When I pick up litter on the side of the road, I am a beauty for a cause. When I stand up for someone and I speak up for someone who's being criticized for their race, their religion, their ethnicity, their gender, I'm a beauty for a cause, because I am standing for something that is bigger than myself, and I'm standing up to the people that are having a hard time adjusting to the progression of human life, is really what it is. Because with each generation, we find new problems that we have to address. So as a beauty for a cause, I am always developing, I'm always growing, I'm always staying true to myself, and I'm always doing what I feel is right. And I will speak for someone other than myself as well. So that is how I define beauty for a cause. And I think it's a beautiful statement. So I love to be a beauty for a cause, and I encourage everyone out there to be a beauty for a cause as well.
Beautiful answer. Great answer. We have a great contender here for the crown.
Thank you.
Okay, now Lindsay, I'll be giving you now the floor again to promote your advocacy for Miss Earth 2020. And if there's a certain cause that you're supporting right now during this pandemic, please feel free to promote it, and also promote your official social media accounts to our followers, to the pageant fans.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I will get to all of your questions too that I wasn't able to answer. But I would like to push the fact, please be mindful, be aware of your actions, be aware of your surroundings, and really just pay attention. To be eco-conscious and eco-friendly, it's not difficult. You can make small behavior modifications that do not alter your day-to-day life, that will actually make a huge difference. And if you are able to push and educate each other, push how you are changing and evolving as a person, other people will follow suit, because it is a trend. Being a good person is a trend, and it always will be. So I encourage you all to be the best versions of yourselves, encourage others to be the best version of yourselves. And each day, no matter how small, please try and make a difference. Try and bring a smile to someone's face. Pick up that carton of that plastic bottle that you find on the side of the road and throw it into the recycling bin. Any act that, no matter how small, it's going to make a difference on such a level that you have no idea. So if somebody even sees you pick up that bottle on the side of the road, they're going to say, I want to be that type of person too. So please just educate one another, love one another, and just keep on supporting one another. So thank you all so much. And it's been a pleasure speaking to you all. And I wish we could talk even more. So thank you all so much.
Yes, and to everyone who are tuning in on our live, thank you very much. To all our pageant fans, our followers, thank you so much for tuning in this live interview. And please don't also forget to follow our official social media accounts, our official Facebook page, Entertainment News Portal. Just type on the search engine of your Facebook, Entertainment News Portal, and once you get there, please like or follow our official Facebook page. Our official website at www.entertainmentnewsportal.com, and our official YouTube channel at Arvin Cabachete. All of our live interviews are simultaneously broadcast on our official Facebook page, on our official website, and on our official YouTube channel. And it is also available to Twitter via Periscope. And please also don't forget to follow our official Instagram account. It's at ENP Official. And my personal Facebook, it's Dale Gregory D. Medina. It's written on the screen. And my official Instagram account, it's Dale underscore of underscore ENP 1988. It's DALE underscore OF underscore ENP 1988 for you to get updates on our ganaps here in Entertainment News Portal. And again, um, one of the most relevant in today's society is, of course, having this advocacy driven pageant, which is Miss Earth. We need that. We need something, we need a change in our environment. We need a drastic and an impact to our environment because let's save it. Come on, it's our home.
Yeah.
Okay, let's support the cause of Miss Earth. And to our guest, of course, the beautiful Miss Earth USA 2020, Lindsey Coffey. Thank you so much for glancing us
Thank
this
you.
morning. And I know it's evening there in the US, but thank you for glancing us this morning. And we just want to say good luck,
Thank
more
you.
power to you, more great things ahead, and of course, let's catch up very soon. I want to meet you in person. I
Yes,
want to meet you in person.
absolutely. 100% it's going to happen. Manifest
Yeah.
it.
Yes, and of course, to everyone, let's stay strong in this pandemic. Soon it will end. Just pray and follow the safety protocols from the government, and soon we will get into the normal condition, not the new normal.
Yeah.
I'm saying the normal condition. We miss hugging each other. We miss holding hands. We
Yeah.
miss all the apps that we um actually doing when everything is still normal. And of course, soon it will be back to normal. Okay, and of course, we will heal as one. Together, we heal as one. That's it, everyone. Lindsay, thank you so much for this beautiful day you've given us. And to all our viewers, maraming salamat po sa inyo. And please don't forget to tune into our official Facebook page on our announcement to the next live interview that we'll be making. Okay, so I hope we could get in touch to another to another Eco Angel to have on our live interview. That's it, everyone. Have a great Friday to everyone, and to you there in the US.
Yes.
Have a great night to you. Have a blessed night.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, everyone. Bye bye.